rather go back to prison. I got a bump. I got food. I got, like you said, 3 house and a cot. You gonna get that for sure, if nothing else. You know what I mean? And like,
on me. Stop playing on me.
Okay, this guy gotta be a goof. I always say a goofy, and it's not because he might not be a real nigga, as far as that go, and or a stand-up guy. He put a lot of people on in his time, but to even say something like that can only mean he would have that thought process, that mentality, because when he came home and thinking about the things he did before he went to the joint, he's not happy because things are not like they was, or he didn't come home to things being possibly what he thought in his mind may be somebody or the people he may have been down with or whatever, uh, that rush, like, back in the day, or, it was a time when you went to jail, you would come home and you get blessed. You got bags ready. You know what I mean? When dudes was up and people was in the streets doing certain things, you would be, niggas would come home like, nigga, I'm gonna get you, take you shopping and put some money in your hand and make sure you right. And with so much legitimate dirty money going around, you know what I'm saying? He probably thought he would be blessed, and that ain't happened. And with the situation set up with his son doing the work with 50 and his son messing up the bag or whatever on that situation, which really made things worse, and then hooking up with the things with Rick Ross making things worse, and then the now over beef between him and his brother was messing things up. I mean, I'm looking at it like, if y'all niggas ain't got no real money stashed somewhere, how would they have all the money when y'all got knocked if y'all was getting so much money? So I think that he may get into, he might be living in a type of depression, maybe, because in jail you do have no responsibilities. You don't have nothing that you have to worry about. You get 3 hots in the cot. You get to work out. You get to clear your mind. You think like a genius. You know what I'm saying? When out in the streets, that you all clouded and everything because, smoking and drinking and just life yourself. You got to pull it together for life and the kids and the wife and the family and the people, and you want to come back and do what you did and make it but it'll never be the same. The world ain't the same like it used to be, and you got to get out here and adjust to that. When you left, you was a millionaire. I bet he thought when he came home, Puff was gonna be, like, niggas ain't anticipate Puff being in jail during those times. So Puff went to jail and he still had made that move that he had to make, or that he chose to make, to get out or whatever. How that came to, work for him to get out of jail. I'm not gonna say, because even though I be on here saying, showing snitch allegations or things like that, those are not my personal thoughts for real. My personal thoughts be that motherfuckers be goofy. Those are my real personal thoughts. My real personal thoughts is dudes be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Because the world ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? I did time, and it was even a short amount of time. You know what I mean? When I came home, it was different. The people that was around me was different. Everything was different, and it wasn't even 15 years or nothing like that. So when you gone, the world keep moving. People's thoughts are different and things change. You know what I'm saying? But what you got to maintain is, if you was working on yourself during that time, you may have had a different thought process, would let you come home and look at life like this. If I got to rebuild and I got to build from something, you should have been thinking about what you going to do when you get out, opposed to thinking what things should be. Because I know if Puff would have been home, he'd have probably blessed him. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. Puff would have probably blessed him, took him, let him be in some shit, videos, or, created something. He'd have probably helped him out because that's his man. But he's not here to say do this or do that. He has his own problem. But, I'm just thinking, like, for him to come up, to say something like that, even if they clipped it up just to make it seem like whatever for that little piece right there, just to be in that conversation, That's crazy. That makes me, that's goofy. I'm gonna say that. That's goofy. You tripping, bro. And anybody else that think like that, you tripping. Because if you out here on the streets, you here to be able to do things and make changes. And I know myself, and I know a lot of people that been incarcerated and got to come home and make things different for themselves and their families. So it's a lot of ways to do things, especially if you already was a man that ran a business. It may have been an illegal business, but you still ran a business and you started out with a little bit to come up to where you came. It's the same thing when you're trying to do business. You might have to get funded or go through what you got to go through. But yo, what y'all think? Leave a message, like, subscribe, and holler at your boy. It's the Raw With Show podcast. And you know the rest. What the fuck